name is Shahira binti Shamsuddin, and I'm going to explain my part, which is objective and introduction. Okay, for this experiment, we have two objectives, which is first, we need to study the operation of filter press filtration of calcium carbonate slurry, and the second one, we have to determine filter medium resistant and cake resistant from filtration data that we obtain. Okay, for the introduction of the experiment is basically plate and frame filter press is the most fundamental design among all the other filter presses, and majority nowadays refer it as membrane filter plate. Basically, this type of filter press consists of many plates and frames assembled alternately with the support of a pairs of rails. Presence of a centrifuge pump would ensure the remaining suspended solids do not settle in the system, and its main function is to deliver the suspension into each of separating chambers in the plate and frame filter. Okay, for each of the individual separating chambers, there is one hollow filter frame that's separated from two filters by filter cloths. The introduced slurry flows through a port in each individual frame, and the filter cakes are accumulated in each the hollow frame. As the filter cake become thicker, the filter resistance increase as well. So when the separating chamber is full, the filtration process is stopped as the optimal pressure difference had reached. The filtrate that pass through filter cloth are collected through collection pipes and stored in the filter tank, whereas filter cakes accumulation occurs at the hollow plate frame, then being separated at the filter plates by pulling the plate and frame filter press apart. The cakes would just fall off from the plates and being discharged to the final collection point. Cake discharge can be done in many ways. For example, like shaking the plates while they are being opened or shaking the clothes. Scraper also can be used in this experiment by moving from one chamber to another and scrape the cake off the clothes, and the end of each round the clothes are cleaned using wash liquid and ready to start the next cycle. That's all from me. Thank you.
My name is Muhammad Haziq Umar Zalani and I represent the procedure for this assignment. Okay, first of all, we open the air regulator of the valve, then check the pressure gauge. So number third is release the hydraulic pump air valve and operation valve anti-clockwise. And then pack the filter press by pushing it into a stationary pattern. At the same time, dress up the filter cloth with the grease. Number 5 is move the moving pattern towards the filter plate pack. And then number 6 is we lower down the thrust bar and alignment it in line with the hydraulic piston. Number 7 is move the hydraulic piston towards the thrust bar by pumping the hydraulic pump using the lever. Then check the filter pack alignment and the close to ensure that no crease is formed. Number 9 is pull the PVC drop tray using the stationary plate at the bottom of the filter pad. Last but not least is start pumping the hydraulic pump until it reaches to the required working pressure.
In filter press extraction process, the solution was separated by using the filter plate. It will separate solid particles suspended in the solution by filtering the solution. Pour on the filter cloth on the filter plate will allow water molecules to pass through and trap solid particles inside the plate. Filtrate water will be discharged to be reused or become wastewater. Solid particles that were trapped inside the filter plate then were pressed against a static plate. This process is to remove excess water inside the filter plate and produce cake. Cake was removed from the filter plate by using scraper. Cake that had been produced will be baked in oven to remove all the water contained in the cake to harden and reduce weight of the cake before it was used as a product or disposed as a waste product.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Husna Adira binti Muhammad Basra. Today I want to discuss about the simple experiment of solid liquid separation, which is plate and frame filter press. So the main objective for this experiment is to determine the operational of the filtration of calcium carbonate slurry. So if the slurry move more through the press, the cake build up and assist the filtration press. The filtration sample were taken at different volume and time. Then the sample undergo the viscosity and density test. As the result, the average viscosity of the filtrate are about 1.04 Pascal and the density is 1.011 gram per centimeter cube. The results show that the filtrate liquid contain too little amount of solid, which is remain at the filter media as filtrate cake. This is because the calcium carbonate is suspended solely in the mixture. So in this experiment, we can conclude that the filter medium resistance change only when the pressure drop change, while the cake resistance is based on the volume of filtrate stuck in the filter. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Faiz Iqmal bin Nazri, and I will be explaining about the result and the calculation. So before we gonna have any calculation, there are two tables that we have to fill before we proceed to the calculation part. They are table 1 and table 2. Where in table 1, there are, as you can see, we're gonna have to take the we're gonna have to take the result for the weight position of carbonate in slurry, weight of wet cake, weight of dry cake, weight ratio of wet cake to dry cake, viscosity of filtrate, density of filtrate, density calcium carbonate, total active filter area, pressure drop, total filtration in time, and lastly total volume filtrate. So the results will be more likely will be something like this. There are 3 trays that we make so that we can conclude an average. So this is the result afterwards. Okay. So in table 2, based from the filter volume, the time will be taken, and then afterward, time will be divided with volume to get the volume of time over volume. So the results will be like this. Okay. Based from these results, we can make a graph of T over V versus the filtrate volume V. It will be like this. Okay. Well, in this experiment, we're gonna have to calculate the medium resistance of each tray and the cake resistance of each tray. So for the medium resistance calculation, firstly from the graph, we're gonna get the y-intercept, and then using the formula for medium resistance, Rm equal to area delta P Q viscosity. This is the formula. Alright. Well, to find the cake resistance, which is alpha, The formula is alpha is equal to Kc A square times delta P over viscosity times C. This is the example of the calculation, and then we'll obtain the cake resistance. Each of the tray is calculated differently. Thank you.
Extraction uses the property of solubility to transfer a solute from one phase to another phase. In order to perform extraction, the solute must have higher solubility in the second phase than the original phase. In liquid extraction, a solute is separated between two liquid phases, typically an aqueous and an organic phase. In the simplest case, three components are involved: the solute, the carrier liquid, and the solvent. The initial mixture containing the solute dissolved in the carrier liquid is mixed with the solvent. Upon mixing, the solute is transferred from the carrier liquid to the solvent. The denser the solution settles to the bottom. The location of the solid will depend on properties of both liquid and solute. Solid liquid extraction is similar to liquid extraction, except that the solid is dispersed into a solid matrix rather than a carrier liquid. Okay, the difference between liquid and solid liquid is solid liquid dispersed in a solid matrix, while liquid is dispersed into a carrier liquid. The solid phase containing the solute is dispersed in the solvent and mixed. The solute is extracted from the solid phase to the solvent, and the solid phase is then removed by.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Izzat Firoz bin Muhammad Sharif, and I will explain about the conclusion for the solid liquid extraction. For this experiment, the filter press is a discontinuous pressure filter, contains a set of plates designed to provide a series of chambers or compartment in which solid may collect. The filter press operates under pressure using the process of a cake filtration. The filtrate sample were taken at a different volume and time was recorded at the 5 liter, 10 liter and 5 liter, 50 liters and 100 liters. Then the sample had undergone the viscosity at the density test. The result shown that the filtrate liquid contained too little of the solid amount, which remained at the filter media as filter cake because the calcium carbonate is suspended solid in the mixture. The relation of the density and viscosity of the filtrate is directly proportional. For the first 5 liter, the value was at the highest because of the cake, and filter medium resistance was at initial stage, which is the lowest. This is also caused by the pressure at its highest, since there was still less resistance in during 5 liter. Then at the 50 liter, the value of the density and viscosity decreased compared to the value of the first reading, which is 5 liter. This is because the cake resistance was starting to build up and less particle can get through the filtrate that is more calcium carbonate compared to the 5 liter. At the final volume, at the 100 liter, the viscosity had remained constant because of the cake resistance had remained constant, and the density still decreased. That may not be correct, and it also has remained constant. And for the recommendation, this is may be caused by the experimental error, which is the air is trapped inside the density meter, which cause density value is less than it is supposed to be. The problem occurred throughout the experiment is the filter that was used was old, so the filtration process cannot be done correctly. So the solution for the problem is the equipment delivered and placed storage shall be stored in with the protection from the weather, excessive humidity and temperature variation, dirt, dust or other contaminant as required by the manufacturer. An adequate means of a lubricant shall be provided for moving parts subject to wear, except for the otherwise specified. Lubrication shall be by grease or oil to move the plate allowing the rapid discharge of the solid stuck in between them. So that's all from me. Thank you.